You are listening to the SNC podcast with Folashade Anozie, a podcast featuring conversations with some of Nigeria's unique, talented, budding, and established music producers and songwriters. We get to know more about these creatives as individuals and discuss their creative process, sprinkled with some insights from a legal and business perspective. Today on the show with me, I have a singer-songwriter named Myoa that I came across thanks to Bella Ninja. Myoa is a Nigerian-born, UK-bred singer-songwriter. She began singing in school choirs, competitions, and concerts as a young child and penned her first song at the age of 9. Although Myoa had a deep love for music, she opted for a traditional career path and pursued a college degree. While studying at the University of Plymouth in southwest England, she honed her songwriting and keyboard skills. Upon graduation, Myoa pursued and settled into a career in finance, but she felt that she lacked what she loved the most, her music. Feeling that there was more to life than crunching numbers as an accountant, Myoa resigned from her job and moved to the USA to explore opportunities to pursue a career in music in Los Angeles, California. She enrolled at the Hollywood, California's Musicians Institute to learn the art of vocal performance and music production, and ultimately landed a highly coveted internship at UMG. Myoa has performed at different local events with her band around the Houston area and at the 2014 Giama Awards. This year, she performed for PepsiCo at the Super Bowl party. She currently has an upcoming EP titled Beautiful Journey, featuring the buzzworthy single Can a Stranger. Myoa's genre of music can be defined as soul, pop, jazz, with influences of world and African music. With that impressive bio, I welcome Myoa to the show.
Oh my gosh, that sounded, I was like listening, I was like, oh my God, this sounds so fantastic. That's so humbling. Thank you so much, Shadi, for having me on the show. Yeah, I'm so happy to be here, and nothing against you but it's Myoa. I guess it's Myoa, like Iowa, from my original name, Myowa. So it's spelled different, so it's kind of difficult sometimes for people to
so it's
pronounce it.
So it's Myowa.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's really taken from Myowa, Mayowa, Oluwa Myowa. And so I just took a few vowels out, and I just, Myowa. I tell people Myowa like Iowa.
Okay. Well, my bad. So people,
but no, you're good.
It's Myowa. Well, thank you for correcting me. So, how has your day been?
It's been fantastic. I've been looking forward to, getting this interview. I know it's been coming through, so I've had a good day. I've been at the studio, just literally got back from the studio recording a new song that's going to be on my album. Yeah, exciting. It sounds good. Some freestyle.
Oh. That's cool. Now, for those who do not know you, can you tell them who is Myoa? And I always ask, what is your passport name?
My passport name, or my, birth name is Mayowa Sobamowo, Mayowa Sobamowo, which originates from Nigeria and Yoruba and Ogun State, and I'm Ijebu. Yes.
Why are you talking like
that's the lowdown?
Okay, that's the breakdown. Okay. So that means you're very, very sharp or miserly with money. Is that true to you?
I'm giving.
Okay.
It's more blessed to give than to receive, right?
Okay. Yeah, that's what you tell yourself. Okay. Okay, so your name is Myoa, and then you come from a family of how many?
I come from a family where I have 2 younger siblings, so 3 children, 3 girls, and my father and mother, and just a cute little family.
Okay, are you the oldest?
I am the first of 3. Yes.
Okay, that's cool. Now, can you tell us a bit about your musical journey, how that has shaped who you are as an artist today? Because over the course of my research about you, I read that you wrote, like I said in my intro, you wrote your first song at the age of 9. And I remember watching the video that you did I think maybe it was last year or 2 years ago, and you said that it was your piano teacher who inspired you to write a song, and that song was used in at the school. So if you could talk about that briefly, about your musical journey.
Well, thank you first of all for even reading up on me. That's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, I've been when people say like they literally were born and they were singing, I think I was one of those, like literally, because I remember organizing like little shows with my sisters because they also can sing. But, I guess I decided to take that path of my career, and I really did write my first song around age of 9. I remember I just had this tune in my head, and I went to my piano teacher. He's no longer with us, may his soul rest in peace. And I said, I have this song and I want you to hear it. And he said, okay, well, sing it to me. And by then I was taking piano lessons. So I kind of sang it and played it a little bit. And he was like, wow, this is fantastic. You compose. You not only can you sing, you can actually compose. And he decided he was going to teach the school, and then just like, and he told me, don't give up on it and keep doing what you have to do. And so that started, and I was in school choirs, church choir, and then, eventually decided I really needed to take this seriously. And so I quit I studied accounting and finance. I have my bachelor's degree and all that master's, but then I was working, I didn't feel fulfilled. So I thought, you know what, I needed to take this serious. So I prayed about it, and I decided to fly thousands of miles from England, and then went to the Musicians Institute in LA, and literally just enrolled in school, studied vocal performance and production. And really that's how the journey started, intensely.
Okay. Well, that's really brave. Like, I know that you prayed, but obviously I feel like at certain points you felt like, am I making the right decision, especially moving to LA? So you can talk about what that was like.
Oh yeah, it was. I mean, I felt it so strong. Like I was not really feeling fulfilled with what I was doing. And I just love music. I love music. And between all that period, I'd studied even just a little bit in London at the London Contemporary School of Music, and just doing little things there. So I thought, and I even though, yes, I prayed, I was still worried, but there was that excitement. So I remember when I said, you know what, if this is meant to be, my parents will be in support. So I remember telling them that day when I did all my research, after my research, right? And I called them and I said, so I'm kind of thinking of going to America. And then not only that, I'm thinking to study music. And they readily accepted it. So that was like my sign. It made me feel, okay, you know what, I got this. But obviously moving to a whole year to really adjust. I'm desperate. I was loving school, but yeah, just that fear sometimes of what's going to happen. Is this, you know what you're doing, but you're still like, okay, let's see. Yeah.
As your parents who want to, obviously every Nigerian parent is different. Some parents are really supportive, but, did they say you're quitting your job in finance to go and do music?
No,
that's awesome.
They supported it. They accepted it because I think they'd seen the trend. They'd seen little things I'd been doing, writing, and the passion. I got piano. I was writing songs in between that time, even in my university dorm room. So I would tell them. So I think it was no surprise to them. And they supported the idea. So I'm very grateful.
That's good. Shout out to your mom and pops for supporting, because I feel like children need that support. Even if you're grown, but you're still a child to your parents, and the fact that they support you makes it that much more better for you. So what instruments do you play? Because I know that you play the drums and the piano.
Yeah, so the piano is like my main. That's where I write my songs. That's how I, warm up my vocals. So that's what I do. Piano is my instrument. And then I can play a little bit of guitar. It is getting better. I'm going to get to the stage where I can actually accompany myself on guitar at shows, completely. I do that now a little bit. And then I do play the drums. I don't do that as often, but yeah, it is a skill that I do have. But so I'm grateful to be able to do those three.
All these people that play different instruments, I feel like the most I can do is I feel like I can make a really sick beat on a table and drum. Nice. I can do that. Yeah, so I'm not too musically. Sorry?
That's how it starts, Shade, because you have
Seriously, because I went to Shagamu for boarding school, and I feel like during when we used to pass time because we were bored at the dining hall, people would make music with their knives and forks, and it was so cool. And I can still do that. That is so
organic.
Yeah,
and people use that in recordings. I know someone who was actually using even opening a bottle, instrumentation in their music. I mean, that is organic. It's good.
Yeah. So I talked about you being a songwriter. At any point in time, did you consider just saying, let me focus on songwriting versus actually having singing added to that repertoire?
I've never thought about just focusing on songwriting because I feel like my most valued skills, if I have to put that in such word would be my singing. So my songwriting comes from my experience, and I'm becoming every day a better songwriter. You know, I like to write with other people to make me better. So I've never considered just doing songwriting. I want to even make my songwriting better, and so that I can add that to a level where I'm not just writing for myself, but writing for other people. But the act of actually singing and expressing myself through my voice by singing is my main primary, focus.
Now, can you shed some more light about your time at the Hollywood, California's Musicians Institute and getting an internship at UMG? Can you talk about what that experience was like coming from the UK to America?
Yes, it was fantastic. So I did some research. There were a couple of schools out there, Berkeley School of Music, but somehow Musicians Institute, I think maybe because he said it was on Hollywood, I was like, hi, I'm moving to Hollywood. So I did some research. I liked it. And I went out there. It was fantastic. People there were very nice. We just felt like everyone there just felt like they wanted to learn music and do stuff. And the cool thing I liked that school was because we did a lot of live performances. So not just like sitting in the classroom, learning ear training, like you're actually performing and singing, having showcases, networking. And, I even had the opportunity through that to sing at just some really good opportunity, like to sing alongside Stevie Wonder at his benefit concert. I don't remember what exactly that year, but that was through that school. And even at graduation, I was chosen among so many people to perform with my band at graduation in front of over 1,000 people. So it was just a great experience. And then we had every opportunity to be able to intern. And for some reason, you put your cards down, you don't really know where you'll be put. And I happened to be put at Universal Music. It was the distribution side of things, the Christian department. And that's how actually I met my manager, Rhoda Lawrence.
That's cool.
Through that opportunity, I'm forever, ever grateful for that. And that's just how it started. And the rest is history. I did learn production, though. I forgot to mention that. I learned how to produce songs, Logic, and for 6 months too. So it's a really, really good time of learning.
That's really awesome. And do you feel like doing that helped you make a much more seamless transition to becoming a full-time artist?
I think for me personally, going to school made me feel much more at ease. It made me feel much more confident and comfortable because I learned the art of being able to perform live and doing things that now I have my own band. And the only reason I was even able to have the confidence to set my own band is because I learned about setting up a band in school. So I feel like for me personally, going to school helped me get that confidence to do things that I may have taken longer to do on my own because I'm like, I don't know, how do I start? And people ask that. That's why people ask questions, and then now I have that, I can teach other people. So school is what gave me much more of a confidence to do things in a shorter period of time than I would have if I hadn't. That's just me,
Okay, so I wanted to ask you this question. This was based on something that I watched, I think, a few days ago. It was at the Southwest. They just had the Southwest by
South by Southwest. Yeah.
South by, yeah. I was like Essex. Yeah. I think I just call it Essex. Yeah. It's just like, seriously, I'm so ashamed of myself. But anywho, now Rogers gave the keynote conference and he talked about how he became more open-minded as a musician when he was younger based on what his jazz teacher told him. And what he told him about how top 40 songs, there is something about having a top 40 song being on the top 40 list because it speaks to 1 million people. And I guess that interaction with his jazz teacher caused him to reflect and ask, how can he write compositions that will have depth and meaning to people just as regular pop music? Now, it's just something that you struggle with as a songwriter, especially because your sound is not poppy. It's more of the so can you talk about that?
Very much. So yes, it is something that I think about all the time because you're right. The top songs out there usually, not all the time, usually are the ones that are very catchy and, good melody, and it may not necessarily, be what you would think that taking years and years, and it could be. So for me, because I'm somewhat not in a box, which I'm okay with. I've come to realize that. I think being able to realize that I'm not trying to put myself in a box is my first step into knowing that I can still create great songs and eventually they will still get to, the top 10 or top 40 because there are a few people that have done that and it happens. So I think for me, having that realization of knowing that I just want to create great timeless music regardless of whether it reaches the top 40 or not, pushes me. And if it gets there, then it gets there. But it will still reach the people it's supposed to, if that answers your question.
No, it does. Because like at the end of the day, I think what he said was, you have to make music from your heart. And there's nothing wrong with having a song that gets on the top 40. I feel like he said just his interaction with his, jazz teacher opened up his mind, because I felt that he said that he felt he was more snooty to the top 40 songs. He's like, that's not real music.
No, but there are a lot of great songs that come up from top 40 because they have great melody and great, and there's some timeless, there's a lot of songs that have been in that category and they're still fantastic and great, and not just one hit wonders,
Yeah. Okay, cool. So you I feel like that's good to hear singer and songwriters have share that same sentiment.
Yeah, true.
I feel like especially for the
from hearing that myself.
Yeah, especially for the Nigerian market, whereby like you have a different sound. But like I think that we see that the tide is changing and people are being more exposed to different sounds.
Yeah. They're loving the alternative and they're embracing it now, which is a very good time, for people like me to be out there.
Yeah, definitely. Now, when writing a song, how do you know when it's done and it's time to stop tinkering with the song? Or are you like a Kanye that feels like the song can be perfect? Like you keep on going, like there's no time to stop. So when do you know like, okay, this is done, I need to put it away and move on to something else?
I think there's two parts of that. So for me, when I first start composing and I get the melody and I finish the song, I'm like, yeah, it's fantastic. I always end up letting somebody hear it, either my manager or my keyboard player, because I know that there's tweaks to it. So that's like my first step. So once I've finished myself, I'm like, I know it's not there because I don't feel yet I'm particularly 100% like, oh yeah, this is it. It'll get there. So I let someone else hear it. Now, when it comes to the recording part of it, that's when I'm like, there's always that tweaks. But that's why I love working with a producer who is an actual vocal producer, because then they're the ones who help give me that portion that, okay, you know what is good. Because sometimes you tweak too much and then you lose the sincerity and the and the feel of the song because you're like, oh, I need that perfect. No. So I've learned that. And I think with time you learn that. But I think being able to have people by your side that like, okay, seriously, it's fine. Yeah. Helps. And you feel it too. You feel it. You just know you're being greedy or extra, like, oh God, that note could have sounded better. It's not going to sound better because you just keep going and going forever.
Yeah. Because I feel like that's the common theme that you hear from people who write songs or who even produce songs, is that if you try to do too much, you actually end up losing the essence of what was, or there originally.
You really would. Yeah. That's why sometimes some people go in and they take one take and they're like, wow, I love it. That's it. We're keeping that one. Like it happens to people sometimes. Okay. Even with musicians. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're kind of on the category of like half and half. You don't try not to do too much, right?
Yeah. But then you don't want to do too less. Like,
yeah, too less, right? Yeah. You put out like a crappy record. You're like, why didn't I? Yeah. Okay.
That's not up to par. Yeah. I'm very
okay. Now, so how long does it take you to write a song?
Do you know, I don't have no maths for that. Like I've written a song, for instance, a song I have called 4-Letter Word. I literally wrote that in one night, like from top to finish. And there are times I've written a song where I've started the verse, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. And then I'm like, I leave it down. I'm not feeling it. I come back after 2 weeks. So I don't really have a timeline. It just depends. Sometimes I hear a full on melody and I'm doing the chords out and I just have to wait to put the lyrics on. Or, I think it's only once that I've actually finished a song to end lately, where I finished it in like less than like maybe 5-6 hours. I'm like, wow, because I was super inspired. And that day I remember I was sleeping and I just hearing this melody, and it'd be something I've been thinking about writing the words, I was playing around with the word 4-letter word. And once I got that inspiration, I ran to my keyboard and it just came out flowing like, ugh, like it just, literally.
Yeah.
So I don't have a particular timeline.
Okay, so that in that particular experience that you just described, it was like the song fell from heaven or something.
I think it fell from heaven and then people love it. People actually love it. So I'm like, this is something. Like, give me more of those. Lord, please.
You're like, Lord, can you do this more often?
Yes, it felt good. It really did.
That's really cool to hear. I'm reading this book by this songwriter, and she literally just described exactly what you said. That there was a particular day I think she was taking us back through her experience being a songwriter in her early days. And she remembers vividly when she wrote one particular song that became a huge hit, and she was literally at her keyboard, and the song she felt like fell from heaven. So she said that
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that happens. Are you a singer yourself?
Singer. Can't you hear my voice? Can't you hear my voice?
No, you sound lovely, actually.
It's lovely
because I know you just love good music.
Yeah, it's lovely for It's lovely for speaking, not because I tried to sing. I tried to sing in secondary school. Though, like I was even in the choir. I was even in the alto part, but they were like, it's not really working.
I think you sound fantastic.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay.
But you want to feature me, we can talk about that after the interview.
Teaching you speaking.
Okay. So, as a songwriter, how do you avoid using the same words or repeating the same themes, rhymes, or patterns when you write a song?
Yeah, that's one thing. I don't know how other songwriters do it, but yeah, sometimes, there's Google is your friend, or sometimes you're like trying to figure out how is the best way I can say this without sounding too cliche. Like, for instance, you want to say, let me give an example. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. I really don't know. I'm trying to think. It's just about that. Maybe you want to say, I feel you're around me, like this, like, okay, yeah, I feel you're around me. Maybe you could say something like, I smell I don't know. Let me not make something up. You know what I mean? Like, rather than, you can find something else to say, rather, I feel you're around me. Like, I sense your breath around, I don't know, something.
Yeah,
so it's sometimes you play around, sometimes it just comes, and sometimes it's okay to be simple and just say, I feel you around me. It's a bit of a back and forth thing that you have to.
And do you feel like reading and Google helps in diversifying your word
For
choice?
me, because I read books, I listen to a lot of songs too, and then trying to Google, in terms of Googling words that like synonyms or words that rhyme, that helps, definitely.
So there's this belief that in writing lyrics, songwriters should adhere to the pop songwriting structure, whereby words are only there to serve the melody, and the line of a song has to have a certain number of syllables, and the syllables in the first part of the chorus should repeat in the second, or else the melody in the first and the second verse sounds different, and that's not a good thing. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think if you're trying to do like an actual precise pop song, yeah, I can work. But if you're doing something like that's got some soul or jazz to it, even like reggae, sometimes, I feel like trying to make it just fit that standard, then you're losing your creativity, because I actually do have a song where I actually don't have a bridge. And I'm like, well, do I have to have a bridge? But it feels so right. It feels so good. And it just doesn't have a bridge. But I think it's good to have the regular, verse, of course, then your chorus and your pre-chorus, whatever. But in terms of actual lyrics being rhyming to fit exactly, it's great. But I think that if you feel like it's not, and you really want to say something, or you want to add this extra lick, it's okay, because then you don't want to lose that creativity or that thing that could just take it to the next level. So that's my take on it, though.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's an interesting take. Like I said, different people have different perspectives, and it's always just good to get a variety of responses to that. Now, if someone should ask you how to describe, if someone says, Mayowa, you know what, I need, I like music, but I want to understand more about certain terms in music. How would you go up? So the person should ask you, how would you describe the melody, groove, rhythm, bridge, and hook of a song? How would you describe that? So let's start with melody.
I feel like I'm about to take an exam right now.
No, just like, because some people don't really understand what that is. Yeah.
Yes, for me, melody is I think melody of a song is that feeling that you get from the song. I think the melody is that thing that takes you through different stages of that song. You're like, because when you're like, oh my God, I felt that song. I think you're feeling like the melody, whether it's through the guitar lick or you're singing. I think for me, melody is that feeling, that thing that takes you to a happy place or a moody place or a sad place. That's for me what the melody is. It's a journey.
What about the groove?
The groove is like the feel, like not the like the rhythm. Well, I guess you can't say rhythm because it is. Groove is really like the beat of it, like the how fast or how slow the timing makes your body move. I think that's like a groove. When you're like, oh, I love the groove of that song. It's like you're trying to say I like the rhythm. I think they're very similar, but it's like almost a different feeling. I think groove is like it's something embedded that's more like soulful, really. Like it's in you. You're feeling it from your soul, you know?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So what about the bridge?
Oh, the bridge is always something that takes you from like, you're like, okay, this is great. The bridge is, I think it's like you're going from one bus stop to another bus stop. So it's like, it's taking you to just like, you're still part of the song, but just taking you to a slight different direction so you can feel something different. You can hear something different. And then it's like, okay, let's just do that roundabout and come back. So that's what I feel the bridge is, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a bus stop or like a roundabout that you're going around, and I'm like, oh, I'm back here.
Yeah. But can you see your explanations? You're saying like it's an exam. No, it's really simple. You know. So I like your explanation. Some people they're trying to give me like rocket science. I'm like, it's not that deep.
They're like, it's not that deep. Just give me something that I can understand.
Yeah. Okay. And then what about the hook of the song?
The song is like the part that everyone's waiting for. It's like it's the part that takes you to like, oh, this is what the song is all about. It's the part that tells you what the song is all about, really.
Okay.
No.
But you know, everybody has a different way of explaining. Some people feel like they can't even put into words what those concepts are, even though they're proper definitions from them. But I just wanted to, for people who may not have an idea of what that is, let them know. So that's why I had to ask that question. Yeah, so this year, like I previously mentioned, you performed for PepsiCo at the Super Bowl party, right?
Yes.
Before I ask you what that experience was like, who were you rooting for? Because you came from the UK, so were you really in or were you like, I don't really care? No one. So you were not even like on the Patriots or the Falcons?
I watch American football only during Super Bowl, but this time I didn't even get to watch it. I was busy, but yes.
No. I just wanted to find out, because
I really don't have a team, to be honest. I really don't have a team.
Okay. No. It's just, like, how sometimes you're not really into a sport, but then you start watching. And then maybe a particular player. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, for some reason, this time I had no expectation. I was like, well, whoever wins will win. I really did not. But this time I didn't really have any expectations or who to, who was going to be able to win.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, okay. Now, so can you talk about what that experience was like?
Yeah, it was very humbling. I was very excited. I felt very well taken care of. Apart from getting as much goodies of Pepsi product that I wanted, it was fantastic. I even got to meet the VP, the president of Pepsi. He actually stayed to watch me perform and get thumbs up. It was such a humbling highlight of my year so far, because it was just very humbling that they would actually choose me. And they actually decided, because they saw Kind of Stranger, which is my debut single online, and they felt, this would be perfect for their private party. And I guess talking about it right now, I'm still a bit tongue-tied because it's just very humbling. The music was great. The band was good. The sound, the light, just the hospitality from everyone. It was just fantastic.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, I felt like that. I'm so grateful. Next year, Super Bowl itself.
Definitely. Amen. Putting that into prayers to the Lord. Now, just to go back, we'll get to Kind of Stranger later, but just to go to your set list at the PepsiCo Super Bowl party, because I watched the video. You sang Sade's Sweetest Taboo.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, what inspired that choice?
So I love Sade.
Okay.
I love her art. I love the way she performs. I love her sound, and she's one that I will always put in my set, because just her grace, and she's just somebody that I feel like I can relate to in terms of my own sound. So, and I do love that song. So it's just one of my favorites. Yes.
Okay. And what about I believe I saw you performing moves like Jagger.
Oh, moves like Jagger, yeah. Because sometimes I'll take a song that nobody would expect like me to sing, and I just like do it my own way. And I did want to do that move. Well, I created my own move like Jagger moved, but yeah. And I wanted something a little bit more upbeat also. So that's one of the reasons why I chose that.
Very, very cool. Because I just wanted to get get an insight into how you picked your set list, especially when you're trying to market yourself to a new audience. Do you tend to pick songs that people are more familiar with so that they're able to key more into you as an artist, or you just sing your own songs that you?
Yeah, it depends. For that particular gig, it was a mix, and they wanted me to do to be me and, the kind of vibe and soul, pop, jazz feel. And so I had to choose songs that I felt that would still carry the audience and still be me and they can still hear my voice through the songs. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause I felt that even just seeing you perform, like, cause there's this, I guess, Jay-Z quote that you hear that he says that, as an artist, you have to be bigger than the song. The song can never be bigger than you, because if the song is bigger than you, that's a problem. And I thought that just even seeing your delivery and how you perform those songs, you definitely came through. So more power to you on that.
You.
Yeah, more power. Yeah. You made it yours. And I think as an artist, that's always the key. You want to make any song that has been sung by other artists, you want to make sure that you give it your own delivery and you put your own spin on it. So shout out to you for doing that. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, can you talk about how you met Cobhams?
Yes, that story is interesting. Many, many, many years back, I was watching Turning Point, and he was on Turning Point talking about his story. And I just kind of looked and I was like, you know what, one day I'm going to work with him, because I just, I don't know, I just said it, like, I'll work with him. And then as I was looking for different producers, work with different producers, it just didn't work right. It didn't feel right. And all along, I just kept remembering his name, Cobhams. So I did some more research. I was like, oh, okay, so he did Asha, I was like, oh, these are the kind of people along my lane, and this would be perfect. And so I told my mom, I was like, please, I'm in America, but I really need to get hold of Cobhams. And so she actually drove to his studio, requested to see him, and Cobhams was so humble. He was like, someone's mother is here. Let me go. So he went down, got to meet her, and he said he could feel my energy through my mom. He could feel it was crazy. And then he'd heard one or two songs, and he said, you know what, I will work with you. And I went to Nigeria and now we're very great friends, and even with his wife and his family. And that's really how the relationship started and happened.
Yeah, because I watched the video that you said that about. I was like, I want to hear her tell that story, because your mom, that's what you call a gangster mom who's supportive.
I know, right?
Like she's like, I'm going to drive there, and he's going to see me. That's awesome.
And he went with I was like, really, is that what's gonna happen? She actually went. I was like, wow. I was impressed.
Yeah.
I'll do that for my child.
No, but that's but that's persistence now. Like, if you really want something, you have to give it, you have to go 100, there's no half-assing it. Yeah, shout out to Momsy. Shout out to Momsy again. So you said your first experience was at the Grammys, and it was also with Cobhams and his wife Ojuola, right? Last year. Yeah. Yes. So what was that experience like as well?
Oh, it was fantastic. It was so good to be able to share it with them and go with them. And I remember when my manager, because, the thing is, before I left England, I said, one day I will attend the Grammys. One day I'll be nominated for a Grammy. One day I will win a Grammy. So when she called me that day and she said, oh, would you like to attend the Grammy? I was like, my dreams are coming true. And so it was fantastic. And she, we both immediately thought about, why don't we share it with Cobhams and his wife? And they happened to be in the States. And it was fantastic just to feel the energy in the audience. Everyone there was fantastic, lovely. It's not like what you watch on TV. It's just great, because you're among other singers, other songwriters. And then you're seeing how well it's organized. And then even the after party, all the food and the dessert and drinks and just having a great time and just meeting other people. It was a great, humbling experience.
Now, we're still on Cobhams. You co-wrote your lead single, Kinda Stranger, with him.
Yes.
What was that collaborative songwriting experience like for you?
It was fantastic. Cobhams definitely makes me a better songwriter. He definitely has made me a better songwriter. He was the one, it's like he just understood the sound and what I wanted to say. And he just would listen and be like, you know what, this is what we should talk about. And this is how we should say it. And this is how you would want to reflect it, because this is how you're saying it. He said, Myowa, just sing like you and be you. It was just great. It was no hassle. We didn't have to argue or like, oh my God, I don't like that word. No, change that. No, it was a very smooth writing process, because he understood me and I just loved working with him.
That's great. So you feel like as a producer, he's one person who understands you as an artist and the direction you're trying to follow or chart.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. Yes. Okay. And he's very versatile.
Yeah. And you also value the importance of collaboration, because some people don't, but you seem to value that, right?
Yeah, because you have to know what your strength is. For me, I'm all about putting out great timeless music. So if I'm going to put it out and I know it's 95% by myself, why? Because other people are going to suffer from listening to what I'm doing. So if I can make it that 100 by collaborating with somebody, I will do it.
Now let's just give the people a sound of what Kinda Stranger feels like, okay?
Okay, fantastic.
I'll come back to you. All right.
Okay.
And can you tell us what was the inspiration behind Kinda Stranger?
So that song, it was just talking about my time in London, about how, sometimes I was just like, why can't just things be the way they used to be? Facebook, this song was actually written many years back, like before,
Wow.
and it just got released. Like we wrote this song, I would say, I think 2009 or 10. It's a couple of years back.
Oh, wow.
And I think I was just like, oh, things are changing. Everyone's on Facebook now. No one really wants to talk. Why can't things be the way they used to be? Like you walk. And then I have a friend who, he died from being stabbed. It was a horrible experience because then they were doing a lot of stabbings in London, with knives. So it was kind of like saying, can I look over without, being scared? Can a stranger lead you home? Like things were changing. So it was me trying to put awareness out there, but in a light way, saying, look, guys, like we all do it. Don't get me wrong. We're all busy and, but let's try and find some focus. Like, can you really be beautiful without Botox or anything? I mean, it's not judging anything or anyone. It's just like, let's think through. And can you find friends without Facebook? I mean, I've met fans and people through that, but it's just being aware and not letting that take over your life.
Yeah. No, I agree. I feel like even when you go out to dinner, I mean, I feel like my friends even call me out like, Shadi, we're here. Put your phone down. I know you're busy.
We all do it.
Yeah. So
sometimes I have to remind ourselves.
True. Very, you just exactly. It's constant reminders of like, you're with friends, you're with family. Put your phone down. Whoever's trying to email you, you will get to that later. So seriously,
like if you got lost right now, like even I started relying so much on my GPS. I'm like, I feel like, can I get by without my phone? I should be able to. We did it before. So it's kind of like, okay, it's all right. Sometimes if you leave your phone at home, don't freak out. You'll be fine.
Very true. Okay. Let me just backtrack on that. I'm not really sure about that because I took that one time and I got lost.
Yeah, you're like trying to read maps. Like,
yeah, but you're right though, because I had to use my brain. Yes, I had to use my brain. I was like, okay, the bus stop is here. It's like, so that's actually true. You're right.
What if you're stuck somewhere? You have no phone, you can't reach no one. Like, you have to figure out ways. Like, God forbid, but it's just being aware, really.
That's
I mean,
true.
We're all guilty. I do it too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a lovely song.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. At one of your past performances, I think it was at the Shine Bright rally. You were performing and you had these little girls come and they seemed really interested in how you were performing. So my question is, as a singer, how important is it for you to have an amazing audience who gives you like positive vibe and positive energy? Because sometimes you see some artists performing and then the crowd is so dead. I'm like, oh my gosh. So what does that mean to you as an artist?
Oh God, it means so much. That is probably one of my greatest joy when I perform, because for me it's all about expressing myself, whether it's girls, little girls, or boys, or adults, or grandmas, because I feel like if I'm there and singing my song, Myowa, I need to leave it all on stage, and I want people to feel something and be different, because that's what happened to me. I want them to feel what this music is doing to me. So for me, that's important. I never, ever, and I hope that never happens, want to be on stage and I'm just singing because, I just have to sing because, they've called me to sing. No. I remember when I was watching Amy Winehouse, her documentary, and she really wanted to start doing new songs, and doing the same songs were good, but she was like, I want to give the audience something else, something different. That's huge. You want to let them feel it. So that's a big part of me for performing live. That's why I love to perform live. That energy of feeling them. And if the audience is feeling like dead, I feel like maybe you're not projecting something enough for them to feel your energy, because it's all about energy. Music is energy.
Mm-hmm. But have you seen some Nigerian crowds about even the artists are giving 200%? And they're just like sitting down like, really? And I'm just like, why are you here? Go home.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a culture thing, but it does happen. But you know what? I remember someone told me at first, oh my God, they're just going to look. And I was so scared doing this is many years back, doing my first performance in Nigeria, thinking they don't know me, they don't know who I am. But they were actually receptive. So that goes back to my theory of, if you want to do something, you can break an audience's mood by just letting you feel the energy and the, of course, there's going to be times when you're worried and nervous, but if you can feel it, they will feel it.
Yeah. I watched your experience as a 2016 panelist on Silverbird Television Nigeria. And I don't know if you remember this girl called Oluwatobi. I was dying.
Was it my face?
Not you. Like, well, it wasn't even your face. It was I guess that leads me to my question. It was the way, it was a girl's delivery. And I'm like, sister, it is
Yeah.
not by force now. Like, just
God.
chill, So, I'm like, because even the other judge, one of the other judges, I think to your left, like not JJ, the guy beside JJ, he's
Okay.
like, auntie, take it easy.
Oh, yes. She was very fast. Yeah.
Very,
She didn't
very,
take one
yeah.
breath.
Exactly. So it just got me
She was
thinking that,
passionate.
sorry?
She was very passionate
Yeah,
about
she
it.
was, but even though the passion, you could see the passion, she wasn't able to effectively communicate that to to the judges. So that just got me thinking that as a creative person, how do you ensure that you are not doing the most? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, how do you ensure that you're not doing too much? You're just doing just what is enough. Yeah.
Do you know what? I think it's with experience and preparation, because whatever you do, even just like you, what you're doing, I think if you prepare, but preparing with the aim of not going in with so much nervousness and overthinking, you'll be fine. So I think preparing without overthinking is key. That's what I would probably say.
Okay. And then another question is, how do you also walk the line? Because, like I could even see you're even trying to be like very kind to her. How do you ensure that you don't break someone's spirit while still giving them constructive feedback?
That's huge, because look, I've been there and I'm all about supporting, but sometimes you have to be realistic. But I think there are ways to tell somebody, you know what? Yes, you're cooking. I think you can try other things. Why instead of cooking rice, why don't you try cooking oats? Because oats is softer, and maybe that may be another avenue, but you can still cook. That's my point, So there were other places that she could possibly do, or maybe all she needed to do was take a deep breath. So I think it's about not what you say, it's how you say it. Yeah. That's important and key, and because you never want to break anyone's spirits, and so they can still rise up and go do something. It may not be that particular thing, but they may want to do something else. So we should always watch how we say things.
Very true. Very good. Like I said, I felt like I got that from you, because I think you told her to like some other guy. You're like, maybe you should freestyle, and they're like, next.
Yeah. You're right. I did. I suggested another avenue, and they said no. Because you want to give people a second chance, but just still not breaking the spirit. But then, why don't you try something? Because that isn't working.
Yeah. Even if you're gonna say no, ultimately, I feel like the person would walk away feeling that, okay, maybe I didn't suck as bad, or even if I sucked, like the judge was kind enough to be, was let me down nicely.
About being compassionate, isn't
it? Exactly. So thank you for being, but I just, it was so funny.
But it was funny though.
I was just like, auntie. Okay,
it was
let me stop laughing. It was just too funny. Okay, let me stop laughing being a mean person. So one of my other questions I have is that you started out doing a lot of covers. So you've done covers such as Skinny Love by the American indie folk band Bon Iver. You've done 1,000 Years by Christina Perri. You did 10,000 Reasons by Matt Redman, Stand By Me by Ben King. Kiss of Life by Sade, Without You by David Guetta and Usher, and you've also done Love Song by The Cure. Now, were those strategic decisions that you chose to go with, especially trying to get your name out there? Because some people go the alternative route of singing their own songs and writing their own songs, but you, like I said, that was initially before you people got to know who you are as a singer. So was that a strategic choice for you in doing covers?
Yes, for the most part, because I wanted people to understand that I could sing and sing songs. I wanted them to hear my tone. So I chose certain songs that were more, not really upbeat. They're just more like with the feel, the melody, the expression of the song. So yeah, I was doing that so that, and it was just also to get myself some more confidence and let people also have a build up, or to start to get used to my voice. So yes.
Yeah. And I feel like that kind of aligns, because I asked that question for a reason, because I feel like that aligns with something that I think Clive Davis always says. Like I've read that he says, it's important that as an artist who's trying to get your name out there, you sing songs that have been sung by other popular artists, but put your own spin on it. So that people can see and showcase your range and see that, Myowa can actually deliver on a different type of song. And that was what I got from watching you perform.
Thank you so much. That means a lot, because that's what I was trying to do, get my voice out there.
Yeah, especially like 1,000 Years, because I'm a huge Christina Perry fan. I
You
just
like
think
that
she's,
one, yeah.
yeah, I think she's like super awesome. So I was like,
She
oh
is
my
awesome.
gosh, someone else like
You know,
Christina
where was
Perry.
it? I heard her song first time on
So
So You
you
Think You
think you
Can
can
Dance.
dance, Jar of
Yeah, and
Hearts, right?
that was what broke her in.
That was, yeah.
Oh,
I think
fantastic.
everybody heard, I think everybody in America, like, I was
Right?
like, oh my gosh, because that song
But
was
we're
so
like,
amazing.
what's that? That
Yeah,
sounds so different.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She's like
Beautiful.
super awesome. Okay. Now, you submitted a video audition for season 12 of America's Got Talent.
Yeah, I was trying to audition for the, you watch all this reality show. And it was like, oh my God, try this, try that. And I didn't want to try the regular American Idol, all that. So I was like, you know
Yeah.
what? I'm going to try something. Eventually, I was like, I'm just going to do it. Try something that was in a different way. So it's talent, but I thought if I go with my band,
Yeah, because you're your band.
that would be different,
Yeah.
and then there could be a space out there and I could be understood and I could do it right rather than going through the mundane. Because I've never been one to try and get on reality shows, but I was like, let's just try and see what happens.
Yeah, no, it was really good.
And we got quite far, but it is what it is. It just wasn't meant to happen that way. Yeah.
And also like not winning a show doesn't indicate someone's level of success.
Exactly.
So, it's just about exposure ultimately.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, quick question. Do you have a publishing or record deal yet?
Not at the moment. I do not have a record deal at the moment. I am actually, at the moment independent and working through my independency. I want to get to the place where I am strong with my independent brand so that the record label will find me rather than me finding them.
Yeah. And you have more bargaining power and you're able to bring more to the table.
That's it.
They say, Myowa, give us your arm. You're like, really?
No, how about
not going to happen. Okay, that's cool. And do you also have a lawyer, manager, accountant?
Yes, I do have. I have my own entertainment lawyer, and I do have my manager, Rhoda Lawrence. She is my manager, and if you ever need to contact her, you can contact me. You can contact her. Contact me through her.
Okay.
And it's on my website. It's everywhere. There's her emails out there.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I just feel like it's important. Like I always say every time I do an interview, is that we need to have the right people managing the non-creative aspects of an artist's career, and not having the artist have to be manager, singer,
and
everything.
It's true. I even also have a publicist, and it's important to just I have a small team, but they're really working alongside with me, and it's great. Yeah,
that's really that's good to hear. What are you currently listening to?
Ooh, do you know, lately it kind of changes. I've been listening to a couple of people. I've been listening to a Nigerian artist called Aramide. I've been listening to Ed Sheeran. I always listen to Ed Sheeran anyway. And then actually lately I got introduced to a girl called Brittany Cole that's been playing in my car actually. So those are the current ones, like this last 2 weeks I've been listening to. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Have you heard Ed Sheeran's new album yet? No?
I heard a few songs. The first I got the whole album. This one I think what caught me is that I was like, he played Shape of You at the Grammys. It's like, yay! So I need to get the album, but I haven't gotten it yet. I've just been listening to it on Apple Music.
Yeah, okay. Me neither. I need to get on that. So that's a reminder to myself. But anywho.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I love it.
Your favorite Nigerian artists and songs at the moment? I know you mentioned Aramide, but any other ones?
I love Aramide's whole album, Suitcase, is fantastic. Like I've been jamming that. Like sometimes I'll jam in just like, hey. I mean, so many artists out there too. I like Asha. I love Asha a lot. I love Neka. Male artists, I still love Two-Face. That's never going to change. There's so many people out there, but Bears,
Yeah.
There's another guy out here in Houston. His name is Bills too. He's a rap artist and he's fantastic.
What's his name?
Bills.
Okay.
Yeah, he's really good too. But there's a couple of people out there. But I think lately the one that's been on my playlist has been Aramide's. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Now,
there's even another guy I came across, and his sound is like really nice. His name is Sticks, and he has a really good, like he'll even sing in Hausa.
Oh, well, I think my friend mentioned Sticks to me. I think I've heard that name somewhere before. I really think so.
You should check him out. He's got a new song coming out, Lamba, that's going to be really off the chain.
Awesome. Awesome takes. Okay, cool. I think I've heard that somewhere before. Okay. Now we're almost done. We have the fun random
Yes.
questions portion.
Yay!
Yay. So what's the dumbest thing you've ever cried about, Myowa?
Oh. Trying to think. Dumbest thing I've cried about. Don't even remember when last I cried. So I'm trying to think
good.
really quick.
Like some of
Do you
us.
know? I mean, I'm sure I cried about lots of dumb things when I was young. So I'm just gonna say when I was younger.
Okay. No
Do you
worries.
remember?
It's perfectly fine. If you could get away with committing a crime, would you?
If I could get away with committing a crime, you know what? The one thing my friends always tell me is that I'm one of those that have conscience. Like, even if I got away, I think that my conscience would just haunt me so bad that I would probably be the one that goes to confess. No, I'm serious. Like, I don't know. It's not like I'm not like deep and stuff, but that's what my friends tell me. I really do. I'm one of those with this like heavy conscience. I'm like, Lord. Yeah.
I feel like I used to be that way, but then the world corrupted me.
But then you're like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It could happen. I'll get away, and then like a week after, I'm like,
yeah, you feel bad.
Lord.
Yeah, I feel you. Now, if you could be on the cover of any magazine, which one would you choose and why?
Ooh, you know what? I really like the fact that Essence, celebrates, especially like, women of color and stuff like that. But there's so many, Essence would be like a good one, definitely. There's so many great ones to out there. It could be even Elite, a fashion magazine too, because I love fashion. I think anything really that showcases beauty, an expression of beauty, inner beauty and outside beauty would be a good one. But I would love Essence.
Okay. Now I must be psychic because my other question is, what fashion trend do you wish could come back?
Ooh, I've always loved those baby doll dresses, even though they have kind of come in and out. But it's funny, whenever I'm going out and I want that vintage look, I'm always like, something baby doll like. So I didn't even have to think too much about that one.
Yeah.
But I would love the baby doll.
Okay, baby doll.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Now, if someone wrote your biography, what do you think the title should be?
Ooh, The One Who Never Gave Up. I don't even know. That sounds like that could work. Or I don't know. I can't even think right now.
Okay, but The One Who Never Gave Up.
Yeah. Or that sounds like it's about me. It sounds selfish. I would like the bio to be kind of talk about me, but still relatable to the world. So, let me see. It could probably be my beautiful journey. That's it. Use my album as that. My beautiful journey. Okay.
Now, if you could choose one age forever, what age would you choose and why?
Choose an age?
Yeah, an age.
Oh, maybe 23. But then again, I don't know. But then again, I've heard that 55s are good. So but maybe I would choose 23.
So random.
Because I think that's the age that I really started discovering like what I really wanted in life. For sure. Yeah.
Okay. So 23. Cool. I know that I haven't really asked about your album, but can you talk about Beautiful Journey? What can we expect from you this year? Because I know that it's coming out soon, apparently, right?
Yes.
That's what you're working on.
Yes. I am working on my album. So excited. It's a beautiful journey. It's going to be a journey of like, when I say beautiful journey, it means the good, the bad, the ups and downs, the love, the heartbreaks, the rejections, everything. It's just a journey that anyone can get through. So it's going to be great. It's going to have that soul pop jazz feel, but there's going to be a little bit of some African feel to it, some freestyle in it. It's just going to be, I want every song on there to be a masterpiece. So I'm really excited. I'm working with great people and great songwriters, and I want the world to really hear it and feel it. So yes, beautiful journey.
And what producers, because I watched a video that you said that you had recorded 4 songs with Cobhams.
Yes, so I actually had 5 songs with Cobhams. Okay. And then
any of the songs going to be on the album?
Yeah, they're all making it to the album. Right now, the EP is called Beautiful Journey, but it's going to transition to the album. Anyway.
Okay.
So it's, and then, I work in Walk One Productions. There's a few other people, that's still in the works with, and it's just good. I just want to make great music and just let that Beautiful Journey be like one masterpiece album. Yeah. And to have that international feel to it. So whether you're in Africa, Europe, or America, or Asia, you can still love it.
Okay. And when do you expect that it will be released?
The aim, I don't want to put too much of a time frame, but I expect to be released towards the latter end of the year. Okay. That's my plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you going to release any other singles besides?
Yes, there's one that's coming out. I've been putting little trends here and there. It's called Ololufemi, and it's been played a few places in a few radio stations in Nigeria already, and the video is going to be coming out. So that's going to showcase a bit of my African side.
Okay, that's like it's also a strategy that you want to get yourself out there. You also have to connect with the market. You can't be trying to sing. Nigerians can be very very vicious.
You have to find that balance.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, cool. And then the name Beautiful Journey. What inspired that name for the EP/album?
Yeah, so it really is. There is a song actually on the album that is called Beautiful Journey. It came again. I was chit-chatting with Cobhams and another lady, and I was just talking about everything I'd been through. And I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, it is my beautiful journey, regardless of what it is. And that word just struck to me, and he struck to Cobhams and was like, that's it, let's go write the song. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, it's my journey of music and my life just transitioning. It's been a beautiful journey because even through the tears and the sweat and the good times, it's a journey. And what's going to be the final product will be beautiful. And I want other people to feel that about their lives too. Like your journey, at the end of the day, just think of it being beautiful. Regardless, we have to go through those things to get to that final destination. Yeah. So that's the aim.
Okay. Well, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Like you talked about, Kinda Stranger is out. It is now available on all digital online platforms for people to purchase and download.
Videos on YouTube.
The video's out as well. Yeah. So for people who would like to stay up to date on what you're doing, can you give them your social media handles?
Yes. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Thank you, Shade, once more. Yeah, definitely follow my journey on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, everything. Mayowa Music, MYOAMUSIC. And my website is myowamusic.com. And if you just Google MYOA, and you'll find me. And definitely feel free to send me questions, letter, and whatever it is. And I will, love to respond. Yeah.
Okay, so that's my MYOAMUSIC on Twitter, Instagram, and also on
Facebook.
YouTube, right? On Facebook.
YouTube. Yes.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show, Mayowa. I had a lovely time.
Same here. You're very fantastic too.
Oh, no, please. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. And next week, we'll be back with either an awesome producer or songwriter. I'm trying to kind of still decide, but, we'll be back with someone special in the studio for sure. Bye, everyone.
It was the 4th of September. Was it meant to be? But I sat on your seat, a day that I remember, 'cause you swept me off my feet, and through the trials and the pain, may our love be the same. And when I'm old and I'm frail, hope you'll be there by my side. You want to go. Baby, please say yes, 'cause I'm down on my knees. I wanna love you now forever. Whether near or far, you are the one. And through the trials and the pain, may our love be the same. And when I'm old and I'm frail, hope you'll be there by my side. You wanna go.
The SNC podcast is produced by Sade Anozie and Tomiwa Fawumi. To ensure you don't miss subsequent episodes, you can follow the show on its various social media handles at TheSNCPodcast. So that's TheSNCPodcast. And that name is universal across Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, Facebook, iTunes, and Mixcloud. Alternatively, you can follow me on Twitter at Sade Nonconform. Till next week, cheers.